It's 2026 and Web3 makes no sense. But did you know there's a single login to Web3 that allows you to build and use blockchain secure apps on any browser? The following interview features one of the first developers to build websites on the Metanet, the world's only interoperable Web3 universe. So here with Mitch Burcham, the founder of Binary Labs. How are you doing today, Mitch?
I'm doing excellent, Kate. Thanks for having me on.
No problem. So today what I want to talk to you about is two exciting new apps that you have for the Metanet. And one of them is already up, and it has to do with music. Tell us about that.
Well, yeah, we've been working on Zed. We call it Zed. So it's a peer-to-peer music streaming application with instant microtransactions, pay per second. So every time you listen to a song, the artist is getting paid every second that you listen to it. And then we built in some gamification on top of that, where the artist can obviously specify the revenue splits with co-creators or producers or managers, whoever. But they can also set a distribution for fans. So if they want the fans to be able to participate, they can create a fan pool, and then fans can lock Satoshis onto songs for a particular amount of time. The longer they lock, the more Satoshis they lock, and the earlier they lock onto a song gives them more weight in that pool, and then you sort of have a gamified royalties marketplace. We did it that way because there's an issue, and this isn't something new that we came up with. This is a pretty common problem that crypto has been trying to solve for a long time. The issue has always been that when you're a new artist or if you're just up and coming, there's no liquidity for your royalties, right? So this is kind of a big player's game. Whereas and as an investor, if you're going to go, spend money to earn a portion of those returns, and you're taking a risk on someone that's new and up and coming, right? You want to support those people that you believe in, but if it doesn't end up working out, that money is sunk. You cannot exit. So this locking mechanism that we've developed is basically instant liquidity, as well as gamified liquidity on top of those songs. And it allows you to always be able to exit your position and get your money out. It also gives publicity straight to the artist that you're locking to, right? So that's real economic signal that someone is willing to put their Satoshis on a song and, put that up. And so now you've got a different kind of marketing engine where you've got fans participating, you've got, top songs per lock, and now you've got the most valuable playlists. So we're pretty excited about it. We're still beta testing, so we haven't really gone full push, but the system is working, and it's live, and we're really excited about it.
Yeah, I checked it out. It's pretty cool. Now, let's say I'm an artist and I would like to put my music on there. Do I have to be exclusive to ZedVibe?
Well, that's sort of the tricky bit, and this is why music is. We built this for two people that are in the music industry. I'm not a music expert, right? And so, they were looking for something like this, and ultimately, what we want is for it to be exclusive onto Zed, and for you to actually be able to watermark your music, so that now you've got an on-chain packet for claiming your royalties if they're violated. And your music is stolen from you and used elsewhere. So we wanted to really build the system as this system right now is sort of just a showcase of this is what we can do. This is how we gamified it. But the real value add is building in the cryptographic proof that this belongs to me. It will always belong to me, and you can purchase shares of that however it's distributed. We think that the locking mechanism is an interesting way to do it, but it's not the only way by any means. And so, this is a test case, and I think it's a strong. I think it's certainly the most advanced app we've ever released publicly. It may be the most sophisticated on the Metanet apps in general. There's a lot of work that went into it. One of my engineers, Ellis Jackson. I don't know if you've ever met him. He's a great guy. He was the first and only intern at N-Chain back in the day, and yeah, he put in a lot of time and effort into getting the locking mechanism working, as well as the payment channels, which I don't know of any other use cases that are leveraging real-time payment channels the way that Zed is. But yeah, it's not exclusive. You can absolutely post it anywhere you'd like. But this is the simplest way to monetize your music peer-to-peer.
And are there any particular artists or types of artists you'd like to see using this app?
Well, we've got a lot of agentic workflows coming out. So I think that there could be some interesting ways to build an AI music marketplace or a sampling marketplace where you can create a sample and then an AI can come out and pay you for that sample if they want to use it in their song. There's untapped potential as far as that goes. But yeah, anyone that's trying to monetize their music, monetize their art, we think that this is a really great platform to come and start earning.
And there was another Metanet music app called Tempo Music. How is this one different?
So Tempo is actually where we started. So I got into a meeting and, we were talking about on-chain music and I was like, Babbage actually released Tempo, and I sort of described it as I thought it worked. It worked a little bit different than what I thought, and so I realized that I had actually picked something that wasn't quite there. So we took Tempo apart and we built in the pay per second. So Tempo right now is like paying for a full song, sort of an NFT style, whereas ours is direct streaming. And then we built the tokenization or the lock mechanism on top for revenue sharing. But underlying, it's all the same BRC100 system that was released initially with Tempo.
And then I know there's another app that you're planning to release on the Metanet.
We actually just released AGID, so it's short for Agentic Identity.
AGID.
AGID. Okay. So we've got the Agentic Identity Framework, which is sort of just, we basically wrapped an OpenClaw or an OpenClaw system. Basically, OpenClaw is just an agentic loop that allows the agent to loop itself and try to solve problems. And we just wrapped it in the BRC100 interface and gave it a wallet, gave it on-chain memories, gave it a bunch of tools so that it can interconnect into the X402 agency and it can outsource. And then we put some state-of-the-art artificial intelligence systems inside of it to optimize that engine. So it's really like an open source super agent. So if you were to take any open source model, you can plug it in and that model will have not only its full on-chain identity, but it will also have tools like Get, which is a prompt optimization. And so it basically has an optimize anything API where it can take any prompt that you give it, optimize it, and send it out to a subcontractor through X402, which is really cool. We're really excited about working with John on that. And yeah, we just released that as well as the Mandela Network. So Mandela Network is where AGID runs. So you can deploy your AGID agent onto a Mandela node. It can pay its own bills in Bitcoin if it earns. It can specialize and it can get deployed onto the Mandela marketplace where it can be found and used as a subcontractor for other agents.
Cool. Very exciting. So ideally, where would you like to see this go, Mitch?
AGID is very interesting because it's a compliant AI solution. And so it's got unbounded use cases. We just connected it into a brokerage account. So now it's making trades and it's creating audit logs of every trade that it's ever made. It's updating its on-chain memory. And we can take that system and we can plug in any LLM into the back. And it will maintain and be able to prove its own actions across that time, learn from it, and then continue. So we're really excited about that in compliant hedge funds. Deploying AI into these compliance-heavy industries is a nightmare. It's very difficult to pull off, and we think that building in immutable audit logs into the system is going to really accelerate its adoption. It could be medical data, it could be proprietary data from your business, or it could just be your own personal assistant, right? And you can give it some funds, and it can go and move across the Metanet at will. The last bit of that is obviously just going to be private key security and making sure that you can't prompt inject. But last time we tried to force it to give us the private key, it just broke. So that's at least a good sign. It can't do it,
Yeah.
but you'll kill your agent for a little while.
Can you kind of give us a little preview of maybe what you have cooking now over there at Binary Labs?
We've got a few things going. So we're working obviously on Metawatt in the background. Metawatt is sort of it's the beast that we've been trying to tame for quite some time. It's a really big implementation. We're working on our own custom tokenization schema so that we can be compliant with international standards. We're working on the overlay networks and building out the custom APIs, as well as building out the marketplace engine so that we can plug this into the actual electric grid, which is incredibly complicated and also very heavily compliant and regulated. So that's been something we've been working on. We'll continue to work on. We're also extending that into SCADA systems, and I actually was just listening to a podcast that Brendan Lee did on the Proof of Claim podcast, which is really great. If you haven't listened to that yet, definitely do that. Brendan Lee is a genius, and he really sees exactly how Metanet should be. This is plumbing underneath. This is, it's Bitcoin is digital oil, and it's lubricating the gears of commerce, right? And you got to burn it in engines to make stuff move forward. And that's sort of the way that I've always looked at it. And now we've got the opportunity here to build it into the actual machinery that is running the biggest machine of all, which is the electric grid. So it could be validating SCADA data. It can be validating control systems, and it can also be using the tokenization and the granular certificates, so that we call them metawatts, right? So I know that this battery just charged off of pure solar power, and now I can deploy that. If someone needs to buy solar power now, I'll send it over there, but they got to pay whatever that price is, and that's all peer-to-peer. So we've got a lot of work to do still on that, but we're very excited about piloting in some hydrogen microgrids, which is a really interesting use case for this, because hydrogen is, it can range across a number of different renewability standards, right? It could be blue, red, green, whatever. And so, a system like Metawatt is essential to not only manage the entire system, but also prove where that energy is coming from and where it's going. So that's the real beast. Otherwise, we're working on a system. We've been working on this a while, actually, since the last hackathon, when Adventure SV came out. I was really excited about that, and I was talking to Tom about it. And we actually got the opportunity to pitch it to some professional skateboarders, and they were really excited about it. And so we're walking down that avenue and trying to find some ways to build out, blockchain infrastructure so that skate culture can have its own decentralized foundation, and then they can build applications on top of it. So we're really excited to see where those conversations go. But at the end of the day, it's all about just trying to, bootstrap this system and get adoption, get some money in the door, get some use cases. Capital is tight, and it's a tough pitch, as you've seen, and it's not impossible by any means, but you have to make sure that you're coming with value first and not ideology. and saying, this is what we can do, this is what we're proven to do, this is how the system works, and we can deploy it fast. And so, all the credit in the world and respect to the team at Project Babbage and the BSVA for getting these tools to the point where it's like, this stuff just works. It's easy, it's simple, it's modular, and you can really take it and build any number of different things. How have so you just came into BSV, and obviously you picked it up fast and started running with it. What's been your experience with the tools, and where do you see it go?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's getting better every day, and a lot of that goes hand in hand with user feedback. But yeah, I agree with you that the ecosystem needs to expand out and bring in more capital and also show proof of concept. I think the Metanet is a pretty unique product, and there's a reason so many people are building on it. But I think we're all kind of in the same boat in that regard in terms of what needs to happen. But yeah, seeing these like more sophisticated apps and ideas on the Metanet is really exciting. So definitely appreciate that, Mitch.
Yeah, we're trying. We're cooking on it as every day. It's honestly been so fun. Just like, I'm working with my best friend from college, Ishan, and then Ellis, who we met at the last hackathon. And it's been just so fun. AI is getting unbelievably good. Like, I'm excited to see what apps you start spinning up. You have any in mind? Have you tried vibe coding some of this stuff?
Maybe something to track in the ingredients in dog food. There certainly are enough lawsuits about it.
That's a good idea. That could take off.
You never know. Well, Mitch, I appreciate you speaking with me here today, and appreciate you building on the Metanet. What would be your pitch to like other developers to do the same? Why build on the Metanet on BSV and not go to like Solana, right?
Well, obviously, for me, it's the collective vision of what this can be, and not about what's easy today. Obviously, it's very easy to work on Metanet as far as just getting an application built. But then you've got the whole problem of, how do people get Bitcoins? Where's the exchanges? How do I switch this for a stable coin? That infrastructure is not here yet. And I think that what I would pitch is just like, look at the opportunity ahead, look at the scale of what's possible and what is available. The entire world is available for you to go build on the most scalable and future-proof blockchain technology ever. And most of it's not there, right? We know what's worked. We know what people have tried. We've seen this experiment play out for the last 10, 15 years. And now we have all of the tools and the stable architecture that's going to allow you to just accelerate. And so whether it's a dog food tracking app, like, that seriously is genius. And this is how simple it is. It's like, I named my company Binary because it's simple. It's 1 or 0, right? The data is valid or it's not, right? That's what Bitcoin is. It's valid or it's not. It spends or it doesn't, right? Every industry is begging for that. So our slogan is, we sell certainty. That's what you are selling. Go sell certainty to people.
Good slogan.
That's what the blockchain. That's what the blockchain is designed to do, and all you have to do is go sell it. And now you've got the tools that make it so simple to create that certainty. You don't have to go build out these giant APIs. You don't have to go rebuild the stuff. We have working SPV. We have working clients. We've got a giant wallet toolbox. And you can monetize all these transactions. You can tokenize all these transactions, and you can give people certainty about what they want. And that is really, that's an untapped market as far as what blockchain has been able to provide. Most people are going through payments. Most people are going to gambling, basically. But the reality is that we have a system that gives you certainty on anything you want to know. And if you go package that up and sell it to the right people, they will be grateful, because it's going to change the way that global commerce is done, period. There is so much fraud and so much, no one trusts anyone. No one can identify anyone. You've got middlemen putting up toll booths and saying to trust them. And now there's this whole web that is crumbling around us. And we have every tool, every standard, open, interoperable, ready to go for you to go sell certainty to the people that need it.
Everyone go check out those apps, ZedVibe, AGDI, and we have even more exciting stuff coming out.
ZedVibe.org and agidentity.org. You can go check all that out. And then we've also got Mandela.network, which is getting spun up. You can go check out the GitHub and explore.
Cool. All right. Thanks, Mitch. Have a good one.
All right. Thanks, Kate.